I'm here as an RA because MSA makes me happy. Happiness is such an important quality, but it's one we too often overlook. It's an immeasurable quality, but we like to quantify things. We rank things. We use quantitative analysis for things that don't need to be measured with numbers. I live in the Forbes 9th best small place for business and careers. It's number 25th in job growth and 3rd in education. But that doesn't matter. It matters that I like living here in Columbia. Where we live is part of our identity. Why would we want to rank who we are? Happiness is what matters. And happiness is either pure or it's something less. It exists here in MSA in the purest form possible. Scholars here are genuinely happy to learn, and faculty are happy to teach them. And RAs are just happy because the scholars are happy. Happiness is unique for everyone. Rankings don't matter. David McCullough recently told the graduates of Wellesley High School that they weren't special, but he had a point and so do I. He mentioned that across this country, no fewer than 3.2 million seniors are graduating from more than 37,000 high schools. That's 37,000 valedictorians. So think about even this. Even if you're one in a million on a planet with 6.8 billion people, there's still going to be about 7,000 people just like you. These numbers trap us. You took an IQ test to come here, and when you got the test result, it was impossible to be truly, completely happy about it. Either you scored high and have too high of expectations now, or you scored lower and feel limited. You shouldn't worry about either. Mark Shake and Bake told you not to count crayons. He said not to count crayons, but we have to accept that the world does count crayons, right? But it's up to us to figure out what a crayon is. And that's just not esoteric nonsense, right? Frame things that you make and the relationships that you form in a way that helps you and builds you up. I recently found myself on a beautiful beach in Haiti, surrounded by Haitian people with fascinating stories to tell me. And instead of participating in that dialogue and participating in my world, I just sat on the beach with a friend and we counted how many countries and states we had been to. We then had to define what it meant to be to a country or be in a state. Is it 12 hours? Is it overnight? We use numbers when we really needed to talk about the experiences, the memories, and the relationships. Who do we know there now? What did we learn? Experiences make us richer, always. When I was a scholar in 2006, the experiences I had here shaped my life. My major class focused on the freedom of speech, religion, and the criminally accused. We sat on the quad as I read through the court briefs, and I became passionate about the issues beneath the words. It made me realize I wanted to be a lawyer. I joined the staff a few years later, and I learned more and more each year that I spent here. I learned from the scholars about not only what's hip and what the lyrics on the radio mean, but about intellectual things as well, about the things the students have read. I also learned from the faculty and staff. We have serious conversations and we have really silly conversations, but we're constantly engaged with each other, trying to figure things out. We RAs temporarily take on the role of an older cousin who just really likes to make sure the lights are turned off at exactly 11:30 p.m. To the real families, thanks for coming, and sorry. I don't know where your kids are. Of course, I know where they are physically. We make them sign out when they leave, and we patrol the campus like vultures on the highway. But I don't know where they are mentally and intellectually. Yes, we've taught them and discussed with them and painted with them and meditated with them, but sometimes it's hard to tell exactly what they got out of it. Teenagers are mysterious if you didn't know that already. And don't worry that your scholars have learned so much that they'll intellectually eclipse you. If we've done it right, they've begun to realize and appreciate your knowledge and wisdom more with each thing they learn. With each new bit of knowledge, their world should get larger, and they should feel like they know less. Parents, I hope your kids know less than when you dropped them off. I'm not saying we didn't teach them, we did, but we expanded their minds. There's room for more in there now than there was before. We're going to give your scholars these participation certificates, but that's for you parents, not for them. Their certificate trophy, their medal is within. The more they've participated, and the more they've shared, the more they will grow, and the more reward there will be. Scholars, maybe you're just sitting there thinking, Nicholas is wrong. I've been like painting Ukrainian eggs and playing with pig parts all week, right? That's not learning, it's fun. Of course it was fun, but you learned as well. Maybe you don't realize it now, but it will become apparent in some high school or college class down the road, or heaven forbid in real life. Wouldn't that be something? Academic learning transferring to the real world? You didn't just talk about infinity with Frank to make you feel dumb, and you shouldn't just use it to tell your parents an infinite list of reasons why you can't clean your room and instead need to go see the insert film adaptation of the most recent graphic novel here movie. Sorry, Frank, I'm sure I used the word infinity wrong there. Scholars, you've created a community of learning and a community of sharing and a community of collaborating, but it's never going to be all together after today. You're going to have to go do great things, but you're going to have to do them with people on the outside, with people who don't know what to do when you yell Goomba.
Hey!
I think Harry Potter would probably call them Muggles. I'm not sure if I got that. I'm not sure if I got that reference right. I had to call my little brother last night to double check, but he thought it was right, so I hope I hit it. You know, I enjoy talking to you in afternoon activities or just at lunch about big world issues when I pretend that I know what I'm talking about. When I was younger, when I was a rookie RA, I would freak out when scholars came up to me and asked for the solution. They asked for the answer to a major world problem. I wouldn't know what to do. I would stammer around for a bit and make some crap up. But now I get excited when they ask me those questions and I say, I don't know. I realize that I've sparked a question within them, and I know it's a question that's going to stick with them because they're scholars until they're able to answer it. It's up to them to find an answer, to create an answer. Scholars, I want you to be tough. We've been saying it for 3 weeks, take a chance, but that's just sugarcoating it. You need to take a risk. You need for there to be a possibility of failure. You need to fail. My biggest hope for you is heartbreak. It's through those failures that you will learn about yourself. When you succeed, don't just accept a star sticker and move on. Search for another answer. It's okay not to know. Hell, you shouldn't know. At MSA, if there wasn't the weight on your shoulders of your classmates and teachers relying on you to find the right answer to further the discussion. At MSA, you learn things you haven't learned before. It's real learning. MSA more begins now than ends. You now have the tools to really learn as you go out into your communities. You'll apply the things you've learned and express yourself in new ways with people who weren't a part of the MSA community, but will be able to experience its light through you. You'll run into people you've met here forever for the rest of your life, but it's the people who weren't here who need that light the most. Remember, be happy and live. Really live where you don't worry about checking boxes, but instead meet people and learn from them. Learn always.